Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, I just want to teach you something very important, that is the creation of the filter so that you are able to separate the rebar on your floor. Right? So you may find the need for you to create, the filters for the top layer and also for the bottom layer separately so that you can easily isolate the layers and be able to create your drawings separately. So this is what I'm going to teach you. You are going to learn on how to model the floor, the actual floor, how to place the reinforcement correctly, and also how to create the actual filters and see how you can separate the layers and be able to produce your details separately. All right, so if you like what I'm doing on this channel, don't forget to like my videos, to subscribe to my channel, and make sure that you check the website, my website, which is skillmaxcad.com. The link is in the description. That is the website where you can learn Revit structure, Revit architecture, robot structure analysis from start to finish. All right, so let's begin in this lesson. And what I want to do is to create the actual floor. So I'll simply go to level 2. Now, if you want to learn on how to model this structure, please just make sure that you check the card above there. That is the lesson where we had to model this frame. All right. So I'll go to level 2. From there, just double click quickly. And now this is our level. We want to create the floor from here. It's quite simple. Just go to structure, then go to floor, pick structural floor. Then under the properties here, pick the floor that you want to start with. For example, I can just use a generic floor. I'll select on it, then click on edit so that I check the properties and the thickness. I'll duplicate, give it a name there. All right, then I'll click on OK. Now go to structure there and counter check the thickness. I'm just going to use maybe 200 millimeter thick floor. Then just click on OK. I'll add the millimeter because I think this is an imperial template, so I have to be careful. I'll just click there. You can see that the thickness is there, 200. Apply, OK. You can see that the screen is grayed out. Right here, we are in the sketch mode for the floor. These are the tools that we are going to use to sketch the floor, and we have to check the properties here. All right, so we can see here that we have all these properties, but for this one, for the floor, we just focus on the tools that we can use to sketch with the same properties by default that we have here. So I'm going to use the pick lines here. You can use a line, you can use a rectangle, but for this one, we want to use pick lines so that we can just pick, the boundaries. I'll just pick one edge per side. Then I can use trim to trim the corners. So this one, this side, I'll pick this one. This side, I'll pick that one. And now I can use trim or just TR on your keyboard. You can use this one, click there, and now just pick the edges, the ones you've just created, to make sure that you trim all the corners. This one and that one, this one and this one, this one and this one, and finally this one and that one. So you have sketched the boundaries for your floor. Then click on finish. Click outside, you see that you have the floor there. If you go to the 3D view, you see that you have the floor. Now I can change the material. Maybe let me quickly do that. I'll select on the floor, click on edit so that I have the same material here. Then I'll click on edit. Now I didn't copy the material. I think let me cancel. Let me just pick maybe on the column. What is the name of my material? You can see under material and finishes. I can just click there and simply copy this material. Control C on your keyboard, it works. Click outside, then pick on the floor, then click on edit. Then I'll click on edit once again, then just paste the name of the material. It works fine. So Control V, then click on OK, apply, OK. So you can see that we have the same material. So the floor is done. As you can see from here, it's as simple as that. Now let's start now creating the reinforcement. I'll just go to level 1. We have our floor right there. I'll select on it. Once you select on the floor, you are going to see this option here, which is the rebar. If you haven't selected any concrete element, you'll not see it. But if I select on this, you see that we have the rebar. So select on it, just click on OK. All right. or just, you know, drag it from there. Now, I use this method that I wanted to use. I think it should take a bit of time because I don't want to, you know, to be wasting time. Let me show you a different method. Actually, I'll select there. Instead of picking this option rebar, you can use this one as well. But for floors, I recommend that you use the area because that is the quickest. All right, so I'll pick on area, then click on OK. All right, so we are in the sketch mode. As you can see, we have the tools that we can use and these properties for the top and the bottom reinforcement, which you can easily choose and also deactivate certain ones that you don't want to use. So we want to place rebar at the bottom. So you see, if I come here, let me just expand this one, drag it like that, and drag this one just like that. You see that if I come here, just leave the options here at the beginning as is, but come to the layers, we have the top major direction, deactivate this one because we want to deal with the bottom. You can see that all these options are deactivated. Top minor direction also deactivated, and all these will be deactivated. Then we have the bottom major direction. Okay, that's fine. Then the bar that you want to use, I'll use number 4, that's fine. Bottom major, maybe let me use number, okay, maybe number 3 or maybe number 4, that's still fine. Then bottom major hook type, we can choose the hook type. Maybe I'll use a standard 90 degrees, that's fine. The orientation up is fine. The spacing, this template is an imperial template, but I can still use 200 millimeters and enter it to still convert. Then the bottom minor direction, the bar type is okay. The hook, I'll activate it 90 degrees. Then it's up, as you can see. Then measures the spacing that I want. Again, I can just type 200 millimeters and enter. Or you can enter the imperial units because I'm a metric guy, so I'm used to metric units. So everything is set up here. All you need to do is now to sketch the boundaries. I'm just going to use pick lines here. I'll pick that line. I'll pick this line, that line, and make sure that you go around and pick all the edges and make sure that you trim the corners. Right, I think I have seen that you have to trim TR on your keyboard. Pick this one and that one. And now this one and this one is joined. So all the corners are trimmed, then click on finish. Perfect. You can see that we have the rebar there. Now this is an area symbol here. So I don't want to use this one. Just make sure that an area system, you can remove it. Just remove it from there so that I just have the rebar within there. So that is the bottom rebar that I have. Now let me go to my 3D view. Let me select everything, then go to filter. I just want to see the rebar, check none, and pick only the structural rebar, apply OK. And now what I want is to make sure that I go to view visibility states and click view unobscured OK, so that I can see the rebar. So you can see that the rebar is there, but now you can see that the hooks are too much. So just want to change this one to fine level of detail so that I see the bars like this. Okay, don't worry about the dark color because that is the material. If I change to shaded, it will look even better. All right, so maybe let me just change the hooks. The hooks are just too much. So I'll select everything, filter, check none, structure rebar, apply OK. So I've selected all the bars. Now I'll go under the edit type here, and now we have the hook length. Click there. Remember, we use a standard 90 degrees, and we can change the hook length from here. Maybe I just want 70 millimeters and enter. Then click on OK. Then apply. Okay, you can see that now those are the hooks that we have. You can make it longer if you want. It's up to you. I'm just demonstrating the principles here. Sure that you calculate the hooks there and apply the correct one. So we have the bottom rebar, and this is what you need to do. First of all, before you create the top rebar, make sure that you create now the filter. All right, so what I need to do, I'll just go to actually select everything. I forgot about that. Then go to filter, check none, and select all the bars, apply OK. Once you select all the bars, now you can use any parameter here. You can create your own parameter if you want, but to make it simple, we are going to use this parameter under the comments, and we'll just put B, okay, to symbolize the bottom rebar, and enter from your keyboard or click on apply. Okay, so that parameter is assigned to the bars. Each bar that I select, you see that the B is there. We are going to use this to filter it, all right, to filter the rebar. So go to visibility graphics by going to view, then visibility graphics, then go to filters, and now click on new filter, then click on new right there, and I'll just call it B. You can give it the name that you want. Click OK. So that is the B. Then come under categories and find the structural rebar. All right, where is the structural rebar? Right here, and make sure that you check it there. Then you see that under the filter rules, now we want to filter by the comment. Remember the comment. Then make sure that you click there and pick equals, and we want to filter the one that we created is B. So we have created that filter. Click apply, click OK, and we have it here. All right, now you can even add it if you want. You see that it's right there. Click apply there. All right, so we have added it there. Now if I click on add, I'll not see anything because that deactivate is activated, but I can click on patterns there and make sure that maybe I give it a different color so that you can see that it's working. Maybe the green one. Apply, okay, apply, okay. Have I applied it? VG, filters. Okay, I missed something here. Make sure that here you pick the solid fill, then the color there. Okay, so that is the pattern. Apply, then you can see the color right there. So the filter is working. If I go to VG once again, I can go to filters and turn it off, the visibility there. Click on apply. You see that everything disappears. So this is going to help us. Okay, I'll activate it, apply, spark, then click OK. All right, now I'll create another layer. Just go to level 2 and I'll create another layer here. All right, so what I can do actually now is I can create my rebar actually within my 3D view to make it even much, simpler or better. So what I'll do, I'll select this one once again. I'll click on area reinforcement. I'm going to pick lines, and now I'm going to pick this one. You can see that even in 3D view, you are able to do the same thing without any challenge. All right, so I want to pick, okay, that one here. I want to pick this face. Okay, I hope I'm picking the correct faces, but it looks okay. You can pick this one. You can even, rotate like that. Shift and the wheel on your mouse to orbit. I'll pick this one. You can see that it trims there. Okay, make sure that you trim all the corners so that everything is trimming. TR on your keyboard. You can pick this one and that one. This one and that one. I've trimmed all the corners. This one and that one. So you can see if I go to level 2, let me make sure that everything is okay. Oh, I missed here, so I need to align AA on your keyboard. Pick this one and that one, so now it's aligned. All right, now once you do that, counter check here. Remember we dealt with the bottom, so we are going to deactivate the bottom this time and activate the top now. This one is the top. I can also just mirror the rebar if I want, but I want to show that you can also do it from here. Do what you want is the best for you. Top major hook, I can do that. Okay, I'll not add the hooks. You can do that if you want, so that we save on time. 200 millimeters for the spacing. I'll not add the hooks. Then this one also 200 millimeters. Enter. You can see it's working. Then I'll click on, let's hope I haven't forgotten anything. Bottom major direction. Okay, this is for the bottom, this is for the top. Then apply. Then I can simply click on finish. Where is that? Let me cancel from here and click on finish. So I see that we have that one. Then remove the area system. Okay, now let me go to my 3D view. I want to show you something. I'll select everything here. Filter, check none, structure rebar, apply. Okay, so now what I want to do is to make everything, the view visibility states to be on even for the other layer of my bar. So you can see that we have both the top and the bottom. All right. Now, remember I said you have to make sure that you create a layer, you assign the filter. Okay. If you didn't do that, it means that, you need to make sure that you start selecting, these layers. Sometimes it's a bit difficult, but since I created, a filter already as I was creating the bottom one, so I can just go to VG, the filters, then just turn off this one, apply OK. Then I have this layer. Okay, so now I can select this layer. It's very, very simple. Check none, structure rebar, apply OK. And now I can assign maybe T for this one under the comments, maybe a T, enter, then click on apply. All right, so go to visibility graphics under the filters. Now you can create another new, filter. Select this one and simply duplicate it. Then select on it and rename it, then call it T and OK. So for this one, the category is already set. Everything is okay. All you need to do is just change to T and click on apply. Okay. Then add it now. T right there. Click OK. Then you have the T there. Then you can now give it a color. If you want, maybe let me pick. What color can I pick? Maybe a green. Is it a, oh, I think I'll pick this one. Okay. Then okay. So that is the color. Apply. Okay, so you see that the color is applied right there. If I go to VG once again, click there, I can activate both layers, apply. You can see that it's there in the background. If I want to deactivate maybe this one again, I can do that, and I can do whatever I want without any challenges. So this one will be quite helpful if you are creating details for your floors. Right, it's very, very easy. You can go to this level, just go to VG filters, and I just have to mention that these are view specific, so you have to add, you have already created them, so you can simply add these, control and add T, then click OK. Then if I want, I can't even add the colors, but if I just want to activate one layer, maybe I just want to start with the top layer, I'll simply deactivate this one, apply OK. Then I just have one layer, which is it the bottom, VG. Just want to counter check. This one is the top. I can now come here, select this one, rename it, and then detail this one as the top. Then right click, duplicate with detailing. I have this other layer. Then I'll go to VG filters. You can see you have both because I duplicated with detailing. Then I can activate this one, deactivate that one, then apply OK. And now I can also detail this one. Just make sure that you can even go to fine level of detail so that you see all the bars and detail as you wish. So this is the method that you can use to create all those, layers, the filters, and be able to detail your floors. Now, these filters can be created for anything in Revit, and they are very, very important for any Revit user.